Okay, day 308 off the grid, and today I finally got on to something I've been wanting to do for ages, and I have now actually done it, which is, well, I haven't finished it yet, but I made a good start on resurrecting the greenhouse after this blew down like literally a couple of months ago now. It's just been sitting around. I've had to move the frame around every time I do some blooming gay lawning and stuff, and it's been a bit annoying. So today I finally, now that all the hurly-burly of the Beltane is done, but there's still a few people moaning about traditional days and all that crap, but everyone that was here on the eve of the actual Beltane had a really good time, and we had a really nice day on the day of Beltane. Pretty tired one, as you can imagine, but it was all good. But anyway, here's the frame. I've put it up, I've fixed it. Some of them took just a simple, leaky tape around the split bit to reinforce it. That's no problem. Some of them took a little bit more, like splints and stuff. Here's one of the first ones I did. I used a piece of old hacksaw blade to join it back on. You can't super glue this stuff. I tried. It's one of those plastics you can't super glue. I did expect that, and that's what it turned out to be. Also, I came up with this other idea for splints using some of that packaging material, the stuff that holds boxes together. And I filled in the gaps with hot melt glue and used hot melt glue to reinforce these. There's quite a lot of hot melt glue work. I went through about I think I just about got through 3 long sticks of hot melt glue, and a whole reel of leaky tape exactly went into this. I came up on the idea of, when putting these splints on, made of the packing material, to leave them a bit longer than the original brackets, so that you could then tape it on here for more strength. Seemed to be a good thing to do. Quite a bit of work down here. You can see the bits where it really took punishing from the wind and where it gave way, and then of course there's these other brackets which came through fine, because, not really brackets, joiner brackets, okay, that's what they are. Came through fine because the whole thing had already fallen down, at that point. So that's that. So now I'll find a new place for it, because it's not going where it was, because the wind will just tear it to pieces, and put the canopy on and stake it down, and I'll put a floor in it. Baphy wants me to put a floor in it this time to stop the blooming snails from getting in and all that. So that'll be that, really. That's a day 308. And here's the new greenhouse in situ. Use some coal bags as a bit of a floor. So hopefully we'll stop the snails from getting in so much. There we go. So use the wire ground staples again to hold it down, but I've also nailed into the fence here. See, into the fence. So this isn't going anywhere this time. Of course, the fence will naturally protect it against some of the wind and stop it from blowing to and fro, and now it's secured to the fence. Well, it should be able to survive a bit more of a gale than the one that took it down. I dug up this patch again. Baphy will weed that and then fertilise it, and that'll be something else. Probably I don't know what it'll be in there.
That's courgette patch.
Courgette patch. And still a bit wild here, but around this side, there's the propagator in action, which Baphy's going to put in the greenhouse. It's cleared out around all the silver beet here. Here's the old silver beet stem that fathered all these, or whatever, mothered. And these ones here too, but that's probably going to come out shortly, but it's done its job, and silver beet lives on. It's awesome. There's a poo-ha plantation. Of course, we don't plant these are basically weeds, but they're edible weeds, so we're sort of actually cultivating them. I mean, there wasn't another sign of cultivation of a poo-ha. Look at this. Here we go. Alright, that was Amon's work though. Let me put that stake on that one. But they're quite edible. Probably good for you, but they can be an acquired taste. They can be a bit bitter. There are ways of making them less bitter in cooking, but so you get a taste for them. They're pretty good. And they're free. Almost free of effort as well. I've had some really big ones this year too, leaves. These ones aren't as big, these ones are fairly standard. I mean, that's pretty much your standard sort of pea leaf, but we've had ones as big as Baphy's hand, at least nearly as big as my hand, so yeah. Over there might be a few still.
There's one there.
Oh yes, this one here, yeah, that one's a pretty big one. There's some pretty big leaves over there.
We need these fellas, don't we?
Yeah, it's a poo-ha. This will probably become the potato patch here again. It was corn last year. There's kale there, bolted, but hopefully it will give us some more kale plants. And yeah. Baphy's cleaned this all up now, which is really awesome. There's some corns there. More corns, not so much in this row, only one seems to have come up in that row, but we've got more in that row. And I don't know if there's any. Oh no, that's the radish rows, yes. Two rows of radishes here going hard out, and then another row here of the radishes. Some of these are the French breakfast, and I'll put another row or two over this side of this patch as well. So that's pretty much that going. Fair bound of gardening today, yeah. Down the garden. And I can't forget also today I have done a bit of work on the solar. The on-off charge controller prototypes being sort of shunted aside to make room for these, but it still works. Yeah, I've sort of upgraded to these BP solar controllers instead of the cheap Chinese ones. These ones are made in Germany, which is pretty cool. Although they are a fairly dated technology. Annoyingly, what I found was they actually are shunt regulators. So when the batteries come up to charge, instead of opening the circuit to the solar panels, they in fact short out the solar panels, which I find that particularly annoying in this particular design, because like all these other small charge controllers, it is actually a positive earth, a positive common, which is really annoying when it's also a shunt controller, because if you make a shunt controller you can actually use N-channel MOSFETs but still have a negative earth. So I don't know why they've done it that way. Maybe there's P-channel MOSFETs inside, I don't know. It just seems silly to me to have a shunt regulator, which is kind of a compromise, and also have positive ground, which is also a compromise. But so really at the end of the day it's how well they manage the charging of the batteries. So how they achieve it is not too important, but it does mean if I want to do that extra solar panel boost circuits, I'm going to have to completely redesign how it's interfaced to these charge controllers, because the way I was doing it for the normal series switching ones, it won't work. And I do want to do that because I tried today just taking off the sticker that was there and just putting one of these cheap ones, because these actually switch a bit lower than the sticker, and the idea being is that this one here, which is wide across 24 volts, and this has just got like essentially a single 24 volt panel on it, would switch off before these, so these would carry on and make sure the batteries come to a balance. But I think I'd much rather have still all of these panels going through the balanced controller setup, rather than some of it balanced and some of it not. So I will have to develop these switching circuits, because I am going to make a go of using these. I mean, I got them for some reason, didn't I? That'll free up all of these for other experiments. So that's where I'm going with this. It's coming along. I think it's coming along. I mean, this is sorted. It just needs to be permitized, built up properly. This part needs a little bit more work, but we'll see how it goes. I really want to get this finished soon and move on to other things. It's kind of dragging the chain a wee bit for me at the moment. Interestingly, had the oven running the other day, and had 13 amps through these clip leads. They get pretty stinky. They get, you know, they get warm, they get saggy, you get that smell of something's hot, but they don't burn out at 13 amps. Amazing, amazing, eh? You get a lot of voltage drop, so I wouldn't recommend using them as high current interconnects, but they've survived my experimentation just fine. So that's pretty much all I want to do for day 308. I think that covers everything we've done today, and yeah, day after the Beltane and all that, and yeah, get back on to a bit more of this stuff. Okay, one final thing. I just measured the voltage on each of the banks, or the sections of the bank, and the lower half is sitting at 12.6 and the upper half is at 12.7, and the sun's pretty much gone now, so yeah, that's pretty happy really. That's pretty well balanced, eh? So yeah, I'm fairly pleased about that.